Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here's a look at the month ahead according to our lunar cycle. It starts with the day and hour of the new moon. Each quarterly phase covers approximately 1 week, with a minor turning point occurring roughly every 3.5 days using the sidereal cycle. The 4 quarterly transitions are considered significant because they reflect 4 main astrological aspects between the sun and the moon: the conjunction, new moon, the opposition, full moon, and the waxing and waning squares of the first and last quarters. The in-between minor phases are akin to mid-course correction opportunities. So let's dive in. The new moon for this month began on July 28th. As you can see from the first position of the spread, the 6 of discs predicts a successful few days. And indeed, as we look back on this day, since I'm recording this video a week or so later, it was a successful day in the stock market, despite so many down days earlier. And remember, this spread indicates the tone of global events from an astrological point of view, enhanced with the fine-tuning collective unconscious guidance from the tarot. This 6 of discs says the overall tone at the beginning of this new lunar cycle with the new moon has an optimistic feel. But as we move 3.5 days into the cycle to the first minor turning point, we see that worry is still a dark cloud overhanging this optimism. The 5 of discs clearly states that fact. Discs, of course, represent the physical and practical aspects of our lives. So these 2 cards are showing the pervading tone of cautious optimism with a good dose of wariness added in. Now, as we move to the next quarter of the cycle, which happened on August 3rd, here we have the art card of the Thoth Tarot, also known as the Justice card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's reversed, and I will read it as reversed. This card landing during the lunar cycle of the first quarter and a significant transition point in the month says that opposing forces are still at work. There is no balance, even though one or both sides are trying to find it. This spread doesn't necessarily focus on the U.S. stock market. I didn't lay it out specifically for that purpose, but this quarterly transition and the 2 cards before it reflect exactly what was happening in the stock market during those days. That's why I work with this spread, which brings together the powerful lunar aspects and the greater consciousness of we humans through the tarot. Looking back to August 3rd, 4 days ago, the U.S. stock market was swinging between daily losses and gains. Again, significantly different from prior weeks where losses were standard. Moving 3.5 days forward into the next phase where a minor turning point is indicated, and bringing us up to today, August 7th, as I record this, we have the 7 of discs, another discs card, indicating physical and practical matters in play for us. This card, in its reverse position, speaks of cautiously looking beyond the condition of total failure. If you pay attention to the stock market or the global economy, even from a broad view, you know we are teetering on the brink of a potentially huge financial recession. This 7 of discs offers a little hope for us today and in the coming few days. This could reflect the positive July jobs report from 3 days ago, as well as hopes that the Federal Reserve is finally on top of inflation. I believe this card continues to speak to the financial tone rather than any other aspect of our lives, which the previous cards in this spread have echoed. The global economy affects all of us, and for the next couple of days, we are going to feel less fatalistic about where we are right now. By August 10th, we have some great news headed our way. Look at this beautiful sun card. here in the full moon phase of this month's lunar cycle. The sun always brings success and happiness. Look for August 10th through the 13th to bring joy and looking on the bright side of things. Also note, the sun represents teamwork. There will be a coming together of forces to herald in these optimistic days. By the way, the fact the sun card appears in the full moon phase means to me that the energy or dynamics of the art card or justice, which we saw in an earlier phase, has worked through its completion successfully. Dynamic forces, the sun and the moon astrologically, and the opposing forces, whatever they are in the practical matters here on Earth, have come together as a team to accomplish something significant. That is awesome. Moving forward, we see the Hangman Reversed as a minor turning point occurring on August 14th. This indicates something political surfaces and a selfish agenda. If this pertains to the stock market, as all the other cards in this spread, I believe, have, then this card says some sort of interference will be inserted into our awareness. It will not be for the greater good, but this will have a minor impact on us. That's the good news. But by August 18th, hope returns as indicated by the star card. It also speaks of a sense of power and strength, plus recognition or clarity about something. This is dynamic energy we will all feel. And to round out this lunar cycle, August 22nd, we see the Queen of Swords reversed. This card's energy is all about manifestation, bringing ideas into reality. Unfortunately, with this card reversed, it means that desired ideas and outcomes won't manifest as hoped. There will be a delay, or perhaps they won't happen at all. We will need to look at the beginning of the next lunar cycle to see how this evolves. So, to recap, this remaining lunar cycle from today will hold cautious optimism with a short burst of partnership bringing forth something good. From there, though, it's an ebb and a flow of selfish motives butting up against clarity and the desire to create things for the greater good. We can all do our part by holding thoughts for the greater good in our constant awareness. We truly are all in this together, helping one another and aiming to live at our highest potential will bring the highest rewards that we all seek. Thank you for joining me. You can find insight on astrology, tarot, dream interpretation, and so much more in my magazine, Astrologic. Become part of our questing community, which puts ancient science into modern practice.